up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Geek'd with Trey. We finally did the second episode. We've been life, and we've been a little bit busy. So we're gonna skip
Hey.
over the geek stage today, but we're gonna jump right into these topics. So are you guys familiar with the late night show?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yes, vaguely. I mean, but we know Stephen Colbert has been doing that for like, a minute. Like I think it's been like 11 years or
Yeah.
something like that. And like he finally just had to say his goodbye because of all the BS that's going
Why I
on.
thought he had already done that.
No, it didn't happen until May. It happened like last weekend. I think it was like his last show. I think this last weekend was his last show or something like that.
So let me ask you something. I'm sorry. I'm aware of it being his last show, but from what I had seen, there were strong undertones that he was leaving because of pressure from a certain administration.
Right. That's what I was about to get into. So
my bad.
a lot of them are getting canceled. Like not just Stephen Colbert, but like Jimmy Fallon, not Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. No, he's not. No, he's staying. What's the other one that just he's going off the air as well too? Anyway, a whole group of them got together and they all was on the Stephen Colbert show or whatever, just to show him some love these last couple weeks. But I say that I bring that up to say, like, do you guys think like the podcast is about to start turning into like the new thing again? Like, remember at the beginning of COVID, like when podcasters weren't podcasting as much, but like now there's like 10 million podcasts, including Geek'd with Trey.
I feel like we are starting to hit the advent where podcasts might start to pick up because there is less of a way to regulate the things you say. Like you can't come and say, "Hey Trey, you can't say this."
Yeah.
But I do feel like eventually we're gonna hit a point to where once they realize that, oh snap, we can't control the internet and we can't control the podcast, they're gonna start leaning on the podcast host, YouTube and Discord and all of these things to start to put silencing on it. I feel like we're on a very slippery slope at this point. If
We
you
be
want to
out
be
here
honest with
cutting
you.
up on Beyonce's internet.
Sorry?
I said we be out here cutting up on Beyonce's internet. Yeah, I had to throw that
Hey,
in
man.
there.
You gotta get in where you fit in.
I had to throw that in there. Y'all know I gotta bring up my homegirl because we getting prepared for that Act 3. But back to Stephen Colbert. I also brought him up to say that, he did one of the most pettiest moves in the most biggest way. So you guys know, like when I tell you guys don't sing certain songs or don't be singing the whole song on here when you guys be cutting up whatever, he had like the band and stuff, allegedly, he had the band and stuff play licensed songs that were not like, that they didn't have permission to perform or whatever. So pretty much that way that network had to start paying for it after there was nothing he can do because like that was his last show. So he's just like, hey, play all Beyonce's music.
Well, see, the secret behind that is to not have it recorded where people can see it again. If it's a live air, I mean, yeah, you have to pay the initial cost, but hey, it was once. It is what it is. Once it becomes recorded and they can start getting royalties and bringing it up for continuous uses when you got the problem.
All right, so I asked you these questions in the chat. Did you guys check out Drake's album? Because I still have not.
I'm going to be honest with you. I stopped following. I don't. No. Like I'm biased though. Don't listen to me. I'm hella biased about Drake. I understand. I didn't. When Drake first came out, I remember I was in the military and me and my ex-wife were dating at the time, and I just went home from Germany, I think it was. And she was like, "Oh man, have you heard Drake's new album?" And I had heard like one or two songs, but I didn't want to like him, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, "That's that nigga from Degrassi." I did not want to like him. I was hating heavy.
I forgot that he was on Degrassi.
That's how I knew Drake. I was like, that light skin. Oh, I listen.
Wait, the boy in the wheelchair?
Right. After she was like, nah, man, I got the album. Check it out. She dragged. She was like, listen to it. And I gave it a chance. I was like, damn. All right, I guess. And even then, my Drake hate was still kind of strong. It was pushing through. But then I found out that he's kind of funny as well. And I was like, okay, you know what? All right, I'll give him a chance. He could rap. He's funny. I'll fuck with it. But that whole thing with Kendrick just kind of I couldn't do it. I couldn't endorse any of that.
Well, since
Not
you brought
because
that,
he
because
lost,
I was going to
but
ask you
because of
guys
how he
this.
lost.
I was going to ask you that too.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh shit! Hold on. What the fuck?
Not technical difficulties. Hear me
Give
now?
me 1 second. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like, you hear me now?
Oops, that's not working either. My sound just gave out. I don't, this is aggravating.
Can
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
you hear me now?
Still nothing. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Let's try this one.
Can you hear me now? All right, so back to the Drake discussion. I wanted to ask, what was the most disrespectful moment of their entire beef?
From who?
From Drake and Kendrick.
From their albums?
Between this whole beef that they have been going on. I'm gonna say my biggest moment that I feel like that was disrespectful or whatever. Do you guys remember on the Super Bowl performance and Serena Williams came out? I thought that was just like, gotcha, nigga, gotcha. And she came out there and she crip walked. I thought that was probably the most entirely disrespectful moment of them. I mean, also the chart numbers and stuff like that as well too. But I was like, that definitely is one of the moments that stuck out to me with that.
In my opinion, the most disrespectful thing that Kendrick did was that entire Super Bowl. I loved it. He still, you know what? Honestly,
He looked dead in that camera's face, and that was diabolical.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Prior to that, I didn't even listen to Kendrick like that. That Super Bowl was it turned it around for me. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go buy all his albums. I respect the fact that he made it known that it wasn't about the money, it was about the fans and the music, and I like that.
True.
Drake, on the other hand, my issue with Drake, the reason I stopped fucking with him was the way he handled the whole thing. He decided to get into a beef, and when he found out he was losing, decided to press legal issues.
Yeah,
I feel like that's some bitch ass shit. You had people like Jay-Z and Nas was going at it, and they said way more disrespectful shit, but they just let it play out, and it was what it was. The fact that Dre decided to get up in his feelings, to take legal action, and then he left, went to London, started a beef between American rappers and UK rappers, and then came back and went to Canada and decided, oh, I don't need, like, bro, I feel like all of that shit showed me who you really was, and honestly, that kind of, I feel vindicated. Like, I was kind of like, you know what, I knew this reason I like this nigga. Like,
and I also feel like that was also a different time too, because like back in those days, there wasn't no internet like that or whatever. Like they had internet, but it wasn't like how the way our internet is today. Like you had to wait to hear that shit on the radio.
Right, but everyone heard it on radio. In fact, let me do this. It was so notorious that if you mention the ether right now, everybody knows what you're talking about. Don't know what the ether is.
That was definitely one of the most hip hop beefs in the world. I will say that.
Think about this. We had people like the likes of 50 Cent ending careers, and Eminem. They was ending careers back then. At least at this point in time, you could have lost a rap battle and you know, kind of still kept your very niche audience, which Drake showed that he could have done. Unfortunately, he still has his niche audience, but he lost everyone else because of it showed that he just wasn't willing to just kind of accept the defeat, go lick your wounds, get better, and come back. He bitched out.
Not go dress your wounds to come on back, sir.
I'm just saying. I know there's gonna be a lot of Drake fans that's gonna not take kindly to what I gotta say. Oh well, Drake backed out. I didn't expect you to do nothing about it either.
Oh, not the Drake fans. All right. So also something I want to talk about is have you guys heard about the latest pow pow at the White House on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? I'm just like, ain't this embarrassing? I was just like, this is embarrassing. I was just like, first of all, how come we got exactly who it was so fast? Did y'all notice that was a thing as well too? Seems to be a little bit dark on the darker side or whatever, so they revealed him quickly.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I got a lot to say about this, so for now I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the young lady got her opinion before I decide to go off on my fucking rant.
I would say go ahead and go off.
I don't know. Here's my thing. I did hear about that, and I'm gonna be a complete again. This hot take is probably gonna ruin a lot of things for me. But at the end of the day, I just kind of feel like it's all too convenient. You're gonna sit here and tell me you had all these death threats on your life. You're sitting here talking about we don't have money to feed people and to
True.
insure people. You need $1 billion for your White House, yet we can spend how much millions on a outdoors UFC event on the lawn. I mean, come on, let's be real. And then you got these mooks that sit here like, oh man, I agree with this. You can't even go. You can't even go. How does it benefit you? How does it benefit any of us? It's a waste of money, and it's him putting himself in a very how can I say this? Vulnerable position for another attack to happen that will justify anything. Because when you got a president that's been shot at, you pretty much have carte blanche on the Treasury Department's funds.
I mean, are you implying that homeboy's in a position on purpose, or do you think that he's vulnerable in the sense of he's not self-aware?
I am saying that I cannot begin to talk for anyone else. I don't know what the situation is on that hand. I, however, think that it's rather reckless to know that people want to come for you and then go out in the street and be like, hey, here I am. Why not?
It's pretty weird is, it takes people like, because I have noticed lately, because I have a new bike. So I have been getting a couple battle wounds lately. And, when you in your 30s now, almost like, on the upper side of 30s, you don't heal as fast as you were when you were kids. And I just say that to say, because wasn't a certain somebody a little pow pow in the ear, and that ear looks completely healed like it's never been touched. I'm just saying, no close up pictures. People got iPhones and Androids nowadays. You can zoom in very well. I was like, there's not a scar mark and nowhere to be found.
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. I grew up in the hood. I've never, tried actively to kill a roach and not succeeded 15 times. I mean, if I wanted to, I did. That's all I'm saying. If someone, if you're putting yourself out there, I'll say this. Let me say this. I feel like if the things that happen, the things that happened before were a bunch of people that kind of, shit. I gotta word this right. Okay, let me say this. I have jumped into playing Mortal Kombat as a newbie and didn't do well multiple times. But anytime I've jumped into a game that I was very much used to, and somebody came in, I never had a problem. I'm saying you are leaving yourself open for some very, very, very serious Mortal Kombat players. People who know what they're doing. And then when you come with that, oh my God, for me, first of all, you did it to yourself, my boy. Like, I can't feel bad for you. We told you that stove was going to burn you. And what did you do? You put your hand above the stove. So, I mean, that's my 2 cents.
I'm just saying, that whole situation over here on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that's just a hot ghetto ass mess.
At the very least, it's reckless.
It's all reckless. Speaking of reckless, oh Lord, we got Ebola and the hantavirus on the rise. I'm sitting here thinking like, I don't know if I have it in me to be an essential employee this time. I just don't know if I have it in me. The first time we had to be essential employees, and so much racism, I had to deal with so much racism, just so much. The roads was clear to get to work. That was the only good thing about it. We ain't getting no hazard pay. We ain't getting I felt like we should have been getting paid triple.
Hey, listen, I have a buddy, right? Me and him talk about like weird shit all the time, and he's like, man, you've become a bit of a conspiracy theorist over the years. And I said, yeah, possibly. Here's the thing, I happen to be someone that understands human nature. I recognize patterns. My ADHD be ADHDing, my boy. Like I be seeing shit, right? Now, again, I might sound like a nut job or a crazy. I'm gonna say that, but let me point something out to you real quick. And by the way, if my breaks happen to not work, I said this on the internet, so But hear me out. Hear me out. There have been a lot of talk floating about, why we need to have a midterm. For what? I've been doing so well. You should just cancel the midterms. They've been cheating. We don't want mail-in voting. We don't want, you have to go there in person. It would be extremely convenient when we got two very dangerous what's the word I'm looking for? Virus. I don't know how to say, but two very dangerous threats to America popping up at the same time, and we just happen to have to go back on
That is
quarantine
very true.
right
But I
when
would say
November is coming.
it is 5 actually viruses, but hantavirus and the Ebola is the top 2
Right,
priorities because there's like
right.
a new strand of like COVID. The neurovirus, you saw how they parked that boat out there. They was when that whole ship broke out with the neurovirus. It was like, hell no, y'all ain't coming back on here. How all y'all got to know? No, they parked that boat, and then the hantavirus, that boat was definitely parked out there for a while, but obviously they let them back into America, whatever. Then people with the norovirus, I think that was the one in Argentina. It was like, nope, you not coming over here. You stay that ass
listen,
on
my boy.
that boat.
Listen, my boy. I'm not saying this is all too convenient. I'm just saying my cell phone just happens to die when me and my homeboys are out at the strip club and my old lady isn't there with me, and I just happened to left my car charger at home. I'm just saying, and I'll come till tomorrow. I got drunk after I sleep at my homeboy's house, and his phone was dead too.
I've heard that before. That's just so
I'm
weirdly
just
how that
saying.
happens. But I don't know if I have enough in me to be an essential employee this time, because this shit is just too crazy. I'm just like,
Yeah,
we went through this shit with the same administration, with the whole COVID shutdown, whatever. And I just don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, do you guys think like we should be believing them, like when they say, "Oh, we have the whole thing under control, like it's not going to be another shutdown"? Do y'all think we should be like secretly preparing, or do y'all think like we should just be like, or just like how black people always do and be like, I ain't never trust a motherfucker.
I think that we should always be preparing.
True.
I like okay, so for example, I'm not someone who will run to the store and buy everything out when I hear
Yeah,
something is happening.
I'll keep
But
stuff on hand.
what I will do is whenever I go shopping, if I have a little bit of extra money, I'll buy an extra case of water and put it in my house.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that if canned foods are on sale, I'll take
Couple different
advantage of
cans.
that sale. I'm just saying, like I've been buying kerosene lamps, and again, I don't know that these things happen, but these things are always good because you never know when you have a storm, you never know when
True.
you have a power outage. It's always advisable to keep some kind of backstock in case shit go left. I'm not saying shit is gonna go left, but I'm also not saying shit is not gonna go left. Not gonna go left. I mean, you know what they said? The absence of evidence don't make for the evidence of absence.
They say the damn, I used the saying earlier today. The key to staying the key to being ready is to stay ready, so you don't have to. Damn, I forgot the damn saying. I used it
You
earlier
don't have to
today.
get ready when you're always ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, I just used it today. Oh, where did I use it? Oh, let me tell you. So, we gonna take a little pause real quick. I don't normally talk about my work life, especially on here. I try to refrain from it. Like everybody close to me knows about my work life and all those things like that. So this year, I kind of celebrate 20 years of being at my job,
Congratulations.
not at this job, but doing what I do.
Let me
And
find
it's,
out nigga knows how to commit.
I mean, hey. So I decided to celebrate in my own little special way, or whatever. So I decided to start dropping a comic book. And you can do so by finding the link after the show. It's called Vet Tech Boy. He's on TikTok. And the truth is not truthful, it's fictional. And things are just loosely based off the truth. So I don't want nobody to like be in their feelings. You may see some familiar faces. Because of course,
First of all,
Geek'd Out with Trey's gonna be in it.
if I find out that Weekend in Vegas is on there, we fighting.
That side on there is strictly work based on the grounds like that. I tapped into my little comic book black superhero type on my ninja flow. So how about y'all go check that out? Definitely go check it out. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Yeah, check it out. All right.
Congratulations, man. That's what's up. Like to see people making moves, man. Can't stay stagnant, right?
Hey, you gotta try to bring it up the best way you can. All right. So Net popped in just in time because we about to get into Chud the Builder. Not the duck.
Good.
I was trying to do a clap, and it was a quack. My bad.
No, it was right for the quack. Look at God. And damn it, because she always says the saying, I don't know why you just popped on now. You should have popped on when I was trying to get the saying out my mouth. To stay ready is to be ready. Say the saying.
Well, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
You stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. It was so funny that she popped on right when I was just trying to say that too. All right, so I'm pretty sure by now you guys all know who Chug the Builder is. Whether you were flipping on TikTok, flipping on Instagram, flipping on... Basically, he's getting what he wants as we're talking about him. But we're talking about him on this side of the free world, not on the inside where he's at, because he can't be talking to us. All right, so what do y'all think about Chug the Builder? He recently got arrested and pretty much for shooting a black guy outside of the courthouse when he was there allegedly paying like another fine or something like that, or there for another court case or something like that. What do y'all think about this character?
I think Jordan is exactly what he wanted to get, and I love that for him. I love that for him. He had a goal, and he is meeting that goal, and I applaud it. I love to see when people go out looking for things and they get exactly what they're looking for. He's good, awesome, amazing. Let me give him a round of applause. There you go.
Where that quack at? Where that duck at?
Hold on. I gotta do one of the slow claps.
Hold up. Where the saxophones at? Y'all hear that? I was like, where the saxophones at?
It's getting loud.
I feel like he really thought that he was going to get away with it. And so I think he probably is a little bit surprised by the severity of his punishment. And it's just a good example of what happens when you give a person an inch. He's been itching and poking and doing these little things for social media for so long to where he thought he had created a good situation where he could take that next step, but he was wrong.
You know, Ned, kind of to piggyback off of what you said, I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, he did it and he was comfortable with it because I'm gonna say it. I feel like he just got used to the fact that it was easy to do.
Yeah.
People got used with the fact that it was okay to do certain shit to us and it was fine. No, like people would get slapped on the wrist and walked away. In fact, I told my friend the other day, the problem is they're not scared of us anymore.
I don't know about that. It's like I feel like there's 50-50 on that one.
I don't think so. Listen. I remember a time, and I'm not sitting here saying that this should be the thing, right? But I remember a time where like it was like, oh my God, a black person. We struck fear into their hearts, and they kind of left us alone for the most part. Now it's to the point to where you're constantly hearing people are getting hung and dismembered, and kidnapped and arrested and beat up. The fact is, it got to a point to where America lets certain people feel like it's okay to do this shit, and he figured I could do it, and I'll walk away. And unfortunately, it's just not what it is at this point.
Nah.
But I feel like he was emboldened to do that shit because too many times he's seen where it was done and people walked away from it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I feel like America got too fucking comfortable doing that shit.
True.
I agree. He thought, yeah. I agree 100%.
Like people could sit down and now I want to beat around the bush all fucking day, but I'm not doing that shit. He did that shit because he was comfortable doing that shit.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get away with it. The only reason he thought he was going to get away with it is because probably has a lot to do with that $1 billion fund for people who who were arrested during the insurrection. Shit like that makes them feel comfortable with doing stuff, you know?
Hold on. Let me point this out. I'm gonna just put this out
Trayvon
there
Martin,
clear.
stand your ground, that kind of shit right there.
Like, listen. If he wasn't comfortable, if this wasn't so commonplace in America, he wouldn't have gotten so much funds in his Ready Set Go account. But obviously he did. People think it's okay.
But you know what the thing with that is with them Ready Set Go, them GoFundMe's, those type of accounts.
Watch his channel, and apparently I never saw his channel, but apparently his channel was all about him agitating and aggravating black people, intentionally aggravating them.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was going to ask you guys. I was going to say, do you guys think the internet hurt his career, or like, do you guys think the internet hurt him, or do you guys think it's going to? Well, I'm talking about in court. Do you guys think it's going to like be counted against him because he literally has a whole page of him just going around and antagonizing black people all the fucking time?
Here's the thing.
100%. And if they don't use that against him, then they ain't trying to close the book on him.
If they use that against him, then he ain't shit. I mean, they ain't shit either.
It shows a build-up. It shows a build-up.
It does.
And a victory.
But basically, you know why they put that bond so fucking high to like 1.25 at the beginning? Because of those black people showed up outside that courtroom. Was like basically he was just like, "Sir, I'm keeping you in here for your safety, basically, and not because I don't want to go out there and I don't want them to handle me, because you have caused the ruckus."
So I'm not sure. Like, okay, so I'll say this: nothing that I'm talking about when it comes to Chud the Builder is anything that I'm absolutely sure about because I didn't experience any of this firsthand, right? Allegedly. But from what I understand, they did a search and they found a bunch of they found plane tickets out of the country and stuff. At the end of the day, there's a website, like a gambling site or app or some shit, that wanted to pay the bail. From what I heard, allegedly, that wanted to pay his bail because they feel like you're infringing on his right to free speech. Yet these are the same people that got mad when we said, "Oh, Charlie Kirk got shot. I mean, why should we care? Oh, that's fucked up. Why? Why is it fucked up?" You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, the dude has backers that are willing to completely say, "Hey, yes, we'll protect you. We'll fly you out of the country." His ass, that bail needs to be as high. I've seen way too
But my
many
thing
black
is too,
people high bails for nothing. Why the fuck should he walk away with like this? Nah, this shit gotta stop somewhere.
What I say too is like I knew this about GoFundMe, but I didn't know this like a lot of those little accounts that people donate money to or whatever. You can't use them for criminal activity. So all that money, like he don't have access to it or whatever, because like he's the only one that has access to his phone, which says a lot because your wife doesn't have access to your phone, and allegedly she's supposed to be divorcing him and like changing their kid's name because the kid's name is a junior or something like that. So he was just like, she basically allegedly, this is all first hand or second hand heard, that she said that he pretty much tarnished that name for their child, and their child is young.
Can I point something out to you real quick?
What, that he ain't shit and his kids ain't gonna be shit?
No. Everything is allegedly now. Everything is allegedly now. Keep in mind, I didn't know he was married, but if you're married to a raging racist that goes out there and puts that shit on first, and you had a child with him, you allowed it. Now all of a sudden shit hit the fan. You want to protect yourself? Like, get the fuck out of here. You need
100% I agree with that. Yeah.
Nope. You laid down.
She was okay with it until she wasn't.
She was okay with it till it didn't work out, till it didn't benefit her no more.
Mm-hmm.
And this is allegedly.
Real quick, I might sound like I'm a cold-blooded asshole, but you know what? Fuck that. I'm sick of us always being the fucking ones that got to punish for shit that for less. Fuck it. Nah, I'm good. I have no more sympathy for no one else because they don't have no more sympathy for us. I got kids, and I'm not going to sit here and allow this shit to run rampant because I got to leave them in this world when I'm going. Get the fuck out of here. No. I don't feel bad for none of these people. None of them. I show no remorse.
I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for so he's Chud the Builder, and then there was like Jake the something. I don't know. There was supposed to be there's a copycat that was under him or whatever, and he
Jake Lang.
Yeah, and he no. He went. You said Jake Lang?
Jake Lang.
No. He got arrested at the courthouse when he went to go stand up for him. No, so it was like Chad. There's Chud the Builder. Oh, it was Chad the Builder, and he got unalive sitting there trying to mess around doing the same thing that he was doing, talking about he wants to go do his freedom of speech and all that stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Freedom of speech is one thing. But antagonizing and harassing people, that's a whole nother ball game. And that
Listen,
will get you anyway.
A friend of mine said this comment a couple. She told me this comment a couple years back, and I've been using it since, and I stand firm by it. You cannot dictate someone else reacts to what they deem as disrespect.
True.
And if y'all keep disrespecting people, some people are gonna say, you know what, fuck it, I got time today.
That is true. And some people are just tired.
I got time, fuck it. I got time, I'm over this. We're not gonna keep doing this. I just said, I feel like we've gotten to a point to where people forgot. You know what? We've moved away from a time where people used to get slapped in their fucking mouth for disrespect, and I feel like we need to go right back there.
And what's crazy is like my hand's been itching lately too, because like
Listen,
it's people are just. I remember. I just remember when.
Hold on, listen. I don't like advocating for violence. I'm not a violent person. I'm honest, I would prefer peace. I would. But here's my thing. That I grew up that way because I remember when you said some disrespectful shit to somebody, bro. We gotta run the fade. And if you got your ass whooped, then you would shut the fuck up and move on with your life.
Exactly.
The fact is, people don't understand that when you disrespect somebody, they're gonna react a very specific kind of way, and you may not like that reaction. Once people start to understand that time is coming back, they're gonna start leaving people alone.
I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. I remember the first time I saw somebody get humbled. Because what you just said. So we had this one girl, right? She's still on my Facebook page to this day. I was in middle school in Philly, and this girl that was in my grade, I think I was in the 6th grade at the time, whatever, but she was technically supposed to be in the 7th grade, but she whooped this 8th grader's ass. And whooped her ass so good, and like she got her ass whooped. I'm talking hair pulled out, and this girl, she was boxing her. It was more than, it wasn't no windmill. She was boxing. She occasionally did the hair pull, but it was like more of a hold. So she like ripped out like her micro braids, because this is back in the day when micro braids was or whatever. Yo, so fast.
She had micro braids. Her hair was coming out anyway.
She had the backward Batman part. But we sat there. Fast forward to that weekend, I was going down to like the gallery or whatever, like to go shopping or something like that. And she got on the train, and she got on the trolley. And she sat there, and she saw one of her friends or whatever, and they was chopping it up, and she was just like, boy, I got my ass whooped the other day at school. And I was just like, oh, I ain't never hear nobody tell the truth. I was sitting there laughing. She was like, oh yeah, this girl whooped my ass. She was just like, and she told the truth and nothing but the truth, so help her God. And the dude, like, they was laughing and cracking up on her, but I was just like, yo, you got so humble that you told the truth, because there's no way I would have walked around here telling somebody I got my ass whooped, especially by somebody 2 grades younger than me. Like, no. That don't make sense at all. Make that shit make sense.
At the end of the day, Chad was trying to be a bully, and he realized
a bully,
he
an
wasn't
antagonizer.
the right person. Huh?
That's a bully, an antagonizer.
Right. And if we're gonna speak from a legal standpoint, you got to realize something. If you go and you incite a situation and that situation bites you in the ass, you're gonna be held liable for that. You
Especially
understand?
when there's video footage of it.
Even if there wasn't video footage of it, he has created a history of a certain type of behavior. So it's not going to be hard for someone to say, you know what, I could see him doing that shit. That sounds like some shit.
Not to mention he was there because of that like behavior as well too.
But you know, I really thought the most cringy part of this whole story is that he had such a big following. Like, there was people who watched his what do you call it, his channel or his little skits or whatever it is that he did. Like, so much so that these people, donated thousands and thousands of dollars to him. Like, he had a bunch of people out there that enjoyed his content, and that's crazy.
That is very, very
There's a market for it. If there's a market for it, you're gonna do it, right?
That's what I said. We got the America's let people feel like it's okay to do shit like this. And you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
I've said this before. You know what? People started to feel emboldened like this when a certain someone was elected the first time and then again the second time.
Yeah, because he
Mhm.
made their way the
Very
first
true.
time. Oh Lord.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, all this is allegedly. All right, so we're gonna go and
I mean,
move on
but
to
I
the
said what
rapid
I said.
questions.
So
Hey, that's my actual opinion. And it's
right.
true.
True.
Ain't no alleged nothing. It's a fact that shit is true. They feel so bold with this current administration. I mean,
you know, and I agree.
They
Like I
feel
said,
so
what I said.
bold
Just
right
like Chud
now
the
that they
Builder.
gonna go
If
right
you
back.
feel like you want it, come and get it.
I'm just saying they feel so bold right now, and then after midterms or whatever, then poof pow. Oh, you know what? We didn't really mean what we said. You know, that's just how things used to be back in the day.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question real quick before we kind of on the same topic. So I know there's been a lot of talk about this about the voting and the administration, but would you? What if you guys knew someone that voted that direction? How has that changed your outlook on them? Out of curiosity, I'm just curious.
It really
I
depends.
have stipulations.
I would say yes. I would say it depends on the person. I think I can clear this up for me in that. So if you are a level-headed person and like you vote red, I guess I don't know because that might not justify that either. Uh,
Because this is Trey. I'm about to say my unpopular opinion because I feel like a lot of things with this administration is not necessarily what they're saying and what they're doing. It's how they're saying it and how they're doing it.
true.
And that's where people question me at. They question where I fall at it because I don't consider myself with any particular party. There are some things that are red that I agree with and some things that are blue that I agree with. But to me, it just kind of depends on, it's not a matter of like what you believe, it's a matter of how you put it out there. Like you can believe what you want, but you still have to do things morally. And that's my problem with the administration. There's no morals behind their actions. Although I agree with some of the actions, but the way that when it was gone about is what I disagree with. So if I have a friend that votes that way, and that's kind of like their mentality about it, I'm okay with it. Like, as long as they respect me and others, then I don't really have a problem with that.
Well, wait, maybe I should have let her go first because I can piggyback off of it. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I have friends on both sides, and if you come to me and you are a little bit more level-headed, like how Net just explained herself, I can be okay with you. We can get along. We can kiki. We can be good friends or whatever. But like, with if you're going about it a different way, like oh, I didn't know that they were just gonna. I thought they were just gonna, take those black people, not my black friend. Like those people, like that's when I kind of get a little bit weird about things.
So listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I feel like you guys said it the nicest possible way. Now, me being the me being who I am, I'll say it like this: the few people I knew, or the one that I'm aware of, that voted that way,
Mm-hmm.
are stupid.
Yeah, they outrageous. Mm-hmm.
Now, hear me out. I am not saying you're stupid for voting that way. You hear me? That's not what I'm saying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying the few that I know that voted that way are stupid. Just like how I like one of the big problems I have with the administration is when you ask them a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll beat around the bush. They'll never answer your question.
Yeah.
And they're doing that because they feel like their followers are stupid. The man said, I love stupid people. I don't like the smart people don't like me. But yeah, people are saying, yeah, man, we love this guy. Yes, he just called you a fucking moron and you're patting him on the back for it. They'll hear shit that obviously doesn't make sense. They'll see evidence in front of them and refuse to accept it. And me, I feel like that's stupid. And as much as I can accept with us having a difference of opinion,
Yes.
I refuse to keep myself around stupid people.
And then like even people that are just not educated, like this one people I was talking to some people, whatever, and this one person I work with, and she said basically her boyfriend voted red because, and this is like the only reason, voted red because he didn't want his son around gay people. And I'm just like,
hear me out.
you are voting because of one fucking thing. That's your only. That's all you got. Like,
see, hold on. Hear me out. But see, here's the thing. That person was ignorant.
But I mean, like they're not educating themselves like on other things. So basically, they're not educating themselves on the full things. They didn't know deportation was going to be a thing because that happened.
Right. I can forgive ignorance. Because listen, I don't know everything. There are going to be things that I'm like, oh shit, that's bullshit, and then I'm wrong. What I cannot forgive is stupidity. When you are handed evidence on a platter, like you can't refute this, and then you're like, nah, let me go ahead and find a way to explain this. Because my thing is, if you could explain some of the bullshit that's going on, you could explain anything, and at that point, I can't trust myself around you. If you can explain why we're protecting PDFs, because I'm trying to get nobody canceled. If you can explain why it's okay to protect PDFs, then I can't have you around my family because you're gonna find a way to explain why it was okay for something to happen to my kids. That's where I draw, like, no, we're not doing that. Accept what's in front of you. Stop making excuses for this shit and just say, you know what? I was wrong. And if you can't do that shit, get the fuck out of my face. Like, you're too stupid to be in my...
But see, that's the thing, too. Like, a lot of, I would say actually a majority, probably the majority of them are stupid. But there's a nice 45% that are not ignorant or stupid. They just simply feel that way. They're racist. That's like, I mean, that does make them ignorant and stupid. But I'm saying, like, they just agree with what's happening. That's how they feel. And they have an opportunity to be represented, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I had a family member that said at one point, I voted for him, and I'm like, you fucking serious? And here was, you know what? As much as I didn't agree with him, he was honest. He said, here's the thing. Well, since he came into play, I was like, he had money. He was one of the IRA. He was like, I've been able to make more money and save more money. I've been getting screwed on my property since. And I said, you know what? I don't agree with it, but at least you didn't make an excuse. You flat out said what it was you were here for. And here's one thing.
You want to know how I want to call bullshit on your friend?
Sorry?
You want to know how I can call bullshit on your friend or whatever? Because we were currently under the same tax administration, the same time that Biden was underneath all the whole situation, whatever. So we have been out of the whole time Biden was in office. We've been under the same tax administration that Trump did.
Well, no. He was an older guy. Like, he's had money for quite some time. So when he was here under the first administration, he profited under that. If you make us above a certain amount, you don't get taxes. You understand what I'm saying? He got the tax cuts, and he made it very cut and dry. I did this for the tax cuts. Simple. That's it. That's the only thing I agree with. And I said, you know what? I don't respect it, but I guess I get it. I get you're being honest about it. I would
say too. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying what I can't co-sign, like I said, is the ones that will move the goalposts every fucking time. No matter what you say, it's always okay. This didn't happen. Then when that does happen, well, you know what? Here's the thing. This only happened because, bro, it don't fucking matter why it happened. If you spit in my face, I don't care why you spit in my face. You spit in my face. We gotta fight. Somebody gotta die.
I would say lately that something I have been running into. I've been running into like Republicans and Republicans that really don't agree with them. There was like one time I was at the ABC store and the guy was like, I've been voting red since I've been 18. He said, I've never voted red or whatever. And this is back when the whole say yes or do yes thing or whatever was coming up in April. And he was just like, but this will be the first time in my life. And this dude was like he's definitely in his 50s or 60s. He was like, this will be the first time in my life I will ever vote blue. And I was just like, wow. And I keep finding myself more and more having these conversations with Republicans, whatever, that are just like, this guy in office is pretty much an idiot. And like, now we got to turn against our beliefs and what we've been fighting for our whole life or standing up for our whole lives, whatever. And now we have to vote on the opposite party. And I think that's been very wild.
Again, I like don't necessarily claim to be either side of the party. I feel like like I said, I agree with certain things from both sides. I get it. I'm a realist. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that we can't have just a very one-sided point of view or that's less of a democracy, more of an authoritarianship.
But at the same time,
I
it just
just,
comes back to my morals. Like, what's morally right is what I have to bring.
right.
Just because I agree with 5 things and I agree with 6 things on my side or whatever, I got to see what's morally right. I just can't be sitting there. Okay, well, he's like he's gonna kidnap all the black people. Wait a minute, I'm black.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. My biggest issue with a lot of not even Republicans, just a lot of people altogether
Because
is
they're definitely racist
you'll
Democrats.
right you'll sit down and you'll excuse anything just so you don't have to admit that you're fucking wrong.
You want to know what my favorite line is to hear from a Republican though? The Democrats started the KKK. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I was like, every time somebody says it, whatever, I was just like, you don't know Black history. I was just like, because you will finish the rest of that. You will finish the rest of that whole paragraph versus just saying that first sentence.
Here's my favorite thing. Hey, why did you? Hey, this is happening. How are we gonna fix this? The Democrats and Obama and Biden, bro. We didn't ask. They're not president. I don't give. They did some messed up shit I don't agree with, but they're not in office right now. What are you doing to fix what we
I'm so
have
sick.
But it all boils down to like the most important thing is that what we need are term limits in the higher courts. In the Supreme Court, we need term limits because you got people still sitting on the bench that was sitting on the bench when our grandparents were slaves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we need term limits because
That was
a lot of these people, like, that's ultimately what it decides. I used to joke around and be like, the president ain't nothing but a motherfucking puppet because ultimately his decisions still have to be approved. They have to go through the court process. They have to be, so that's a whole part of where that vote yes situation came from. He's trying to line up where it's going to benefit him, where he's going to get the votes he needs to do what the fuck he wants to do. So that's where it all actually starts.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the rapid questions that I have for you guys. Do you guys think there should be an age limit on official people in office? I think yes.
No. Yes. On all of bro. Look at Mitch McConnell. The bro's in a wheelchair. He can barely keep his eyes. Bro, he is clinging to life. Every time I see this man on camera, the Grim Reaper's overshirt like,
is this the dude that was eating on camera?
But I mean, so when you ask that question, are you saying do I think there should be an age limit on how old they can get or how old they can be to even run? Because how can you do one side without the other?
I would say,
and in my opinion, no, because then you would,
Or, I'm sorry. Should there be a term on like you said? Basically, should there be a term?
An age maximum.
Yeah, there you go. An age cutoff.
Okay, so they can't be no organ. Okay.
Yes, when you 80, you shouldn't be really 80 still working. Ain't you supposed to be 65 and retired anyway? Especially from that generation. Like that was like the set generation right there to be anywhere between 55 and 65 and being retired.
Kind of sort of in a way, but also too, if we're voting these people to stay in office, that's different. Right. That's one thing, because I'm like, just because they're 80, but I still feel like they ain't talking the most sense. Like, then that's, I would be kind of upset about that. But
I feel I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was just a delay.
I was saying, I feel like at some point they're like, okay. If you're not going to impose term limits or age limits or whatever the case may be, I feel like just like every other election, you should be voted in. You should have this amount of time, and then at some point we need to vote you in. We need to re-elect you depending on how well we think you did.
Yes.
Like, let's be honest, I can't go to a job and sit there, playing with, kind of hanging out the entire time, and then they're gonna be like, here's your review. There's no review. You get to keep this job forever. No, I feel like once we feel like, you've done enough, you're not doing the job we need. Every couple of years, get your ass out and put somebody in there so we can at least try something new. And if that person does well, if we choose to vote them in again, so be it.
It's crazy
once you get in there, the fact that you can stay in there, that's bullshit.
I actually heard this from a lady because I catch the train back and forth to work, and it's like one of those express trains, and on the express train or whatever, it's like not like not your typical L or anything like that or whatever, but a lot of officials ride that train that I ride. So I always have my headphone off and I'll be listening to little stories. I hope they don't watch this show. I be listening to.
I don't have any.
And that actually came from like I'm pretty sure this lady was a strong white Republican, whatever. And those exact words came out of her mouth. She was like, "They needed us to be in there 4 years and out." I was just like, "I actually agree with you."
Bro,
Dang, was that my cousin? He's a strong black
It
Republican.
was
You
Miss.
talking about
It was
when I
Miss
was dating
Betty.
with my cousin?
I'm gonna call her Miss Betty because she was older, but she was with it.
bro, we got marriages that don't last a lifetime. How the hell we got people in office that don't last a lifetime? That doesn't make no sense.
Mhm.
Since we already in rapid questions, did you guys catch the AMA Awards?
Nope.
Mhm.
The American Music Awards. That was actually Queen Latifah's first time host. That was her first time being back in about 31 years.
Dang, Miss Queen
She brought her son with her, right?
I think her son and her bonus child.
Tell me why Queen Latifah is aging backwards.
She is.
I always thought Khadijah was fly.
Not
But
Khadijah.
right now,
Well, first of all,
she is. Hey, she's yes.
They don't call her
I
Queen
hope she
Latifah
sees
like
God.
that.
Risk it all. I would throw everything away for this.
They don't call her Queen Latifah like that no more. Whatever. She is known as like the Silk Press Queen. I just learned that this weekend. I was just like, not the Silk Press Queen.
Wait. She's known as what?
The Silk Press Queen. I was just like, I kind of be like, Khadijah always had that silk press.
Listen,
That was just a flat iron. That was a hot comb back then.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me a lot of hate, but fuck it. When I was younger and before I got into music fully, I'm ashamed to say this, but I legit used to mix up Queen Latifah and Queen Pen. Don't judge me too harshly.
You used to mix her with who?
Queen Pen. I run rough and tough with my Afro puffs. I thought she sung that song for years.
That's called
No.
I'm ashamed. I carry this shame with me for
okay.
this
I mean, I guess I can see that a little bit because they were kind of light skinned and kind of big bone kind of where they was saying. I guess I can see the little.
Are you trying to say they all look alike?
They don't look alike, but I can see the confusion.
I'm trying to. Who is Queen? I don't know who Queen Pen
Yes,
is.
you do.
You made that
know the
song. I
girl
run
from
rough and
you
tough
ever
with my Afro puffs.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you guys?
yeah, sing that song, Top Secret Stuff.
I thought that was Lady Rage.
Yeah, Lady Rage is her name.
What's that Rage is Rage? The point, I confused those two for years,
I
man.
was just making sure we were talking about the same person because I was confused.
I was about to say the girl from the Steve Harvey show.
So Lady Rage and okay.
That was wait, whoa, you blowing my mind here. Are you serious?
What?
Yes,
Yes.
it's Baby D.
We should have played Black History Game with you.
Bro, you
The next episode, please we gotta play Black History Game.
I mean,
Hold on, hear me out.
She's only the part when she's when her album came out or whatever. She's the bully in the school.
Hear me out. I grew up with no cable for forever, so I just heard the music. I never seen the videos until one day I seen the video once. And I was like, huh.
Just like UNITY came out with because she was gonna Set It Off, and then UTI, yeah, that song came out, whatever. And that's how that shit blew up. They were using their other network to network.
Damn.
Well, another thing too. So, did y'all see any clips from the American Music Awards?
Did she go with Bullet? No, they've been going together. I don't know. I think they was messing around.
You mean in real life?
No, on the show.
Oh no! On the show, she was the best friend of the Spanish girl that Romeo was messing with. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not about to go watch that because I'm in the middle of the Parkers.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go watch it too, Mr. Hightower.
I was like, I'm in the middle of the Parkers. I ain't got time to go back to that. And that's crazy because they said that people our age limit is comfortable watching old TV shows. I was like, you damn right.
Sure are.
They got substances. Shit that was trash.
Oh man,
I'll tell you one that makes me laugh every time. All the Jamie Foxx reruns and all the Bernie Mac reruns.
yeah,
They crack me up. I don't care how many times I see them. They crack me up.
that was last month's saga.
Well, it's spinning the block as far as what I've been reading about.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the way shit's looking, I kind of feel like we need to bring Reading the Rainbow back because these motherfuckers in school can't seem to put two words together.
Hell no, that motherfucker need hooked on phonics. Anyway.
What about it?
Each one teach one sometimes.
Listen, I was messing with AI and I was trying to put something in there, and I definitely put Ebonics in there. I was like, "How you know who?" And I was like, "How the letter U know who?" Like I just wrote all about it, and that motherfucker answered me.
They be like,
I was like, "Dang, I know Ebonics."
they was like, have you looked at me around?
Like what? WTU?
You know what? It makes so much sense now. There was no child get left behind, and now we got all these fucking dummies now.
And they want them
Makes
to
so
go back
much
to
sense.
war. Hell no. So wait, also on American Music Awards, Fergie reunited with the Black Eyed Peas. I was just like,
Oh, and wait. Didn't Cardi B get 4 awards?
I did not catch that part.
Is that that show? I just saw something that said she got 4 awards.
I'm pretty sure it is because Homegirl was killing it. Y'all know I love me some
Hey,
Cardi.
Cardi.
See, that's what Drake was missing right there. Because when Cardi first came out, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna like her, but she earned my respect. Drake don't got that.
Hey.
I didn't know I like her.
So, who made
These is red bottoms. These is blood shoes. Man, I was like, oh, God damn, I got a new favorite.
Hell yeah.
You know, funny you say that. I didn't listen to that song through all the way. And I was like, man, I don't fuck with her. And then one day, I was making a long drive, and I was like, you know what? And then I was like, fuck, I guess I'm an asshole. I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I actually fell in love with Cardi by mistake. So I'm not a Love and Hip Hop fan, like not at all. And the only reason why I watch Love and Hip Hop is because Remy Ma has just got out of jail, and I'm a Remy Ma fan. So she has just got out of jail, and I'm just like, okay, well, let me see what she's doing on TV, whatever. And then I'll never forget because it was the episode when she said, if you're going to have beef with me, you have beef with me forever. And I was just like, who is this girl? I was sitting there with Jimmy Johnson.
The way she said it, that's crazy because that's the season that I watch too, Trey, and I don't watch Ratchet TV. But that particular, it was like 3 seasons, maybe 2 seasons I think she was on, and I watched both of them. And I was like, dang.
Became big, and I loved her. And then you know it's crazy because I found out the girl that was like that sings the song "What You Know About Me." She was on there as well too, and I was just like, I did not know that was her. No, chicken noodle soup girl. The chicken noodle soup girl. She was on that. She was on that season as well too. And I was just like, why is she talking like that?
Girl?
Yeah, this is the same girl.
Girl.
You gotta look it up.
I forget her name.
Brianna or Bianca or something like that, whatever.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. You're right. Dang, that's crazy. Kind of thinking about it.
Back and forth. Same girl, right?
No.
No, that's Will Smith's daughter.
I know that's
Get the fuck out of here. Was it really?
That's a whole.
That was Willow Smith, right?
Yes, that's Willow Smith.
She got a band. She got a band right now. She has a band like a kind of soul rock band, and they're pretty good.
She's killing it.
I wouldn't even call it soul rock. I said rock band.
Yeah, because you know what's crazy is I'll touch you a little taste on that real quick before we get to the next question. She got tired of people calling her a nympho baby or whatever, so she literally learned how to play the guitar, and she was just like live streaming it, and then like now she's out here killing these fucking award shows and killing out these rock bands. I mean, she's out there rocking it up.
Did you know that her band is a ode to her mom's old band?
Yeah.
I can see that. Oh, I also want to bring up. All right, so y'all know, like, so the Pussycat Dolls came on the show as well too, and I'm just sorry, like, they just don't hit the same since they took the black girl out, and that's just weird to me. Just wanted to put that out there.
Bro, listen, I had a couple of good songs, and I stopped following them because I didn't find it.
All right,
I don't even know who that is.
the Pussycat Dolls.
That one.
Shoot.
You got a what?
What was it? I said you gotta loosen up my buttons.
Okay, don't sing too much of it.
That sounds like some pop shit.
Well, they got a song with Snoop.
They got a song with 50. I'm not 50, with Snoop Dogg and
Snoop.
They got a song. They got a song with the Diddler. They came out with the Diddler.
I'm surprised he didn't produce them on. What's his little
Hold on. I think he actually did produce them. If I'm not mistaken.
Wait, because that's false information.
Oh. Is that Danny Kane? My bad.
No.
It is Danny Kane.
No, it's not. I can see where he's getting the confusion. I can see where he's getting the confusion. because when you think Pussycat Dolls, you think of Nicole Scherzinger. Nicole Scherzinger has a song out with the Diddler. The Pussycat Dolls.
You speaking Spanish to me, homeboy.
The Diddlers, the Pussycat Dolls are not in that video.
In my defense, this all came out when I was in Germany. So
True. All right.
Well, no, I was about to say the Pussycat Dolls. They're not the English people, are the English? What's her name? The one black chick. She English.
Spice Girls?
Not the Spice
Oh
Girls.
yeah, never mind. Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna have to send you the link. Lord Jesus. All right, so wait, did you guys catch that Ray J fight?
Now.
Did you guys catch that Ray J fight and he got knocked out?
Man, I caught the highlights, and the only highlight was him getting beat the fuck up. Listen.
Did you see Chris Brown? Did you see Chris Breezy in the audience? He was just like, I know Ray J better not get his ass whooped. Sitting there popping some popcorn, and this nigga got his ass whooped.
Yeah. Hold on. I seen this TikTok the other day where Homer was like, "This is what I think happened," and the after thing, and Ray J was like, "Nah, man, I don't know what happened. Look, I'm here to show you my new proof glasses," and I'm like, "Nigga, y'all don't let nothing go. Y'all don't let shit. Y'all remember that interview? Nah, you can't break these. These are unbreakable." Homer was like, "Bro, I'll break these glasses right now. You can't break them. Go ahead and break them." I got click. Damn.
I just think it's like I was like, you were just in the hospital for heart issues. What are you doing in somebody's boxing ring fighting? What type of shit is that?
Man, listen.
Didn't in the interview someone said, ain't you about to die soon?
Yes.
Didn't they ask him that during the pre-interview? One of the people, I'm for real. The people, they said, ain't you about to die like 2 months or something like that?
Heart condition. Like, I'm not understanding what is going on here. Why was you in somebody's ring? Was this on your bucket list?
And he said, yeah, because you know what? Like I said, I'm out here. I died for mine. I saw a little clip. And Reggie was like, yeah, I died for mine.
Here's my thing. I'm not even knocking him for doing the fight. Like, bro, get in where you fit in. My thing is, I kind of feel like you came into this with not a day of training. You was just kind of like, oh shit, I watch boxing. I got it.
He wasn't in shape at all. He was not in shape.
Make it worth it. Did y'all see the clip of Chris Brown falling out laughing when Reggie got knocked out?
Yes.
I didn't see that because I was laughing too hard watching it, so I might have missed a lot.
He was like, this nigga.
I didn't watch it, but I know everything my boo do.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna give it a buck with y'all. I kind of feel like, as someone who's been in the ring before, like I took boxing professionally for a while. Shit is hard. Like, my first day in the ring, the guy was like, "Yo, we gonna let you do, a minute," and I was like, "Oh, I got this shit." No, I was young. I was 4. I got this shit. I got in that ring within 15 seconds. I'm like.
I used to do kickboxing, and it was very challenging. And trust me, your cardio is like the most important thing. Strength, it's okay, but you have to have cardio.
But you gotta move this. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of these guys are like, "Oh man, I need to come back. Let me jump in the ring." Okay.
Reggie didn't prepare for this. He didn't prepare for this. There's another clip that I saw. And do I have to say allegedly? Because I remember what I saw, but I might not be quoting it right. But Ray J was in the back getting ready for the fight, and Chris Brown was to talk to him. And at the very end, before the clip goes off, Chris Brown, he said something about something, and he's like, "Oh, y'all using real UFC rules?" He said something like that. And then Ray was like, "Yeah." And Chris Brown's like, he said something like, "He's gonna murder you." He's like, "You gonna die." He said something crazy like, "You about to lose."
Said this nigga better not get knocked out. I think that's the same clip I saw.
You think he better not get knocked out?
He said, "I think this nigga." He said that nigga better not get knocked out.
Now listen. I don't know shit about these people. I don't know if they partake of any type of libations or illegal narcotics. But after watching that thing, I absolutely 100% in my mind feel like that motherfucker was the night before he was wild. He was like, "Oh, it's an easy fight." He was getting
had one of those wild Ray J parties.
I honestly feel like he just didn't care. And he never trained, and he didn't get prepared. He knew he was probably gonna get knocked out, and he was like, "Fuck it."
I mean, but we didn't practice. That's not what we planned. And I'm like, "Oh,
shit."
Wait, I did see something about a little lawsuit.
Oh.
I think this was more like a Jake Paul situation where he was like, we gonna tussle for a little bit, and then we gonna just play the timeout. And I think Homo was like, nah, man, there's no way I can let this fat nigga, knock me out or win. Nope.
All right, so we got one last question real
Yeah,
quick.
I can see that.
So last question. Now, I did not see this movie, but I've heard a lot of talk about what's in this movie, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to wait till it comes out on one of the streaming networks. But did you guys catch the new Michael Jackson movie?
My daughter went to go see it. I did not. And I'm just gonna say this. First of all, there is only one Michael Jackson movie, and it's called Jackson 5. Period. Y'all can't see me clipping my nails. How they do it? Tap tap tap. Clip clip clip.
But it's called.
Can you hear it? Thank you.
It's called.
Period. It's called Jackson 5.
But the one, the 4-hour movie one, that's the one that I grew up on. That's the one I like.
That's Jackson 5.
Yes, but like it showed like after Michael, it showed all of Michael's careers, not just the career that he had with his brother, because he was with his brother for like 20 years, and then after that he had like a life after that. So, but my thing is, like, first of all, when they told me that you didn't, because like the younger generation went to go see it to me, and I was like, oh, you got to see Michael Jackson, like, did he get his ass whooped? And he was like, no, Michael Jackson didn't get spanked. I was like, he didn't get spanked, and Janet Jackson's not in this. Or had nothing to do with it.
Exactly. That's exactly why I'm not about to waste my time with my money going to see it. Janet ain't right off on it. She ain't give it the check mark. She ain't in it. Latoya ain't in it. It's not the real story then. It's not his true story.
Did you see any spankings? Like, you just saw one that alluded to something? No. That's not who Joe was.
So I have a friend of mine. She's younger. She's kind of like my adopted daughter for the most part. She's always hanging out with me and the wife, right? So she was telling me, she was like, hey, I went and I saw the Michael Jackson movie, and this is gonna be dark. She was like, I'm pissed off that they kind of left it open for like a sequel. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, they cut it off pretty early in his life. She's like, he got like 30 years left. We all know where this is going. I'm like, oh my God.
As I said, like,
my daughter said the same thing. My daughter said the same thing. She said they ended like there was going to be another movie.
So
she didn't like that. She was like, oh no.
When I told these, because I ran into a group of kids in there, I was asking about this. I asked them, I was just like, oh, so did you guys watch the original movie? Because like the way all this came about is I was walking whatever, and like Michael Jackson was playing, and I was like, do y'all even know who this is? And they was like, yes, it's Michael Jackson because we just saw the movie. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, did y'all watch the original movie? Wait, there's an original movie? I was like, go watch that movie, and then that's when I had asked all those questions. I was like, did you see him get beat? Did Janet Jackson have nothing to do with any of this? No. You know who Janet Jackson is? No. Oh. Mm-mm.
They don't know who Penny is. They don't know Penny.
Nope.
They need to stop.
Bro, don't even know Ben.
But you know what? That's clean. They clean it up. They try to clean up the image. Did they talk anything? So they ended the movie so early and never got into all the accusations and stuff.
Well, it's crazy because man, like, Netflix is coming out with all I guess a new documentary with all those accusations. So a lot of people not renewing their Netflix next month because
hold on. Did you hear why though?
No, why?
So apparently, and again, this is what I've seen recently. Apparently, the people that is signed on to produce the movie, they had relations with the people who made the previous documentary that was labeling him as the villain.
Sorry, we got to say that.
I would say allegedly, but you talking about the documentary that was on Hulu? Because even that documentary, when they interviewed the kids that
that's the one he's talking about, right?
Well, no,
I maybe am I Finding Neverland or Escaping Neverland?
Escaping Neverland, Leaving Neverland.
I would say,
so here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I saw that, and even then, my still thoughts were the same. I always thought when, like, okay, I'm not making excuses for him or whatever, and all this is allegedly, but I always thought, I was like, it's so weird that those parents would be suing for money. Versus like trying to get him off the market or
locked up,
be locked up, whatever. And even then, in that same documentary or whatever, it just goes to prove that they did it for the money. I think they actually allegedly said that they did it for the money.
But you know that some people were saying that they were afraid didn't think that they could win. I don't know. They just didn't think they could win that. But I'm with you, Trey. I'm 100%. Why are you suing for money? I need him thrown under jail.
First of all, I was alive during that whole thing. I watched, like, I was a kid, but I remember it was so big that my parents was like, "Yo, we watching this shit," and I'm like, "Oh,
no, I remember
like,
watching
yes." But hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not watching none of that shit because I kind of feel like it's a crash grab. This man been going for so long. Bro, we got PDFs that we ain't prosecuted now. Why the fuck is we worried about somebody that's been dead for all? I'm like, listen, I get the victims. I get the victims. But bro, we got victims right now that still are alive with the people that victimized them. Why are we focused on this?
And I would say,
I feel like it's all too convenient.
I would say allegedly too that I think I read somewhere that he basically was taking kids or whatever to Never Neverland, whatever,
Yeah.
so that they would not go to the Epstein Island.
I did hear that. And then it came out that was it Macaulay Culkin or somebody else who was like,
I know because Macaulay Culkin really helped save his face. Like, I mean, to a certain extent, because he got on there, it's like, we're best friends, nothing ever happened. Like, he got on there.
The only one. Corey Feldman did the same thing.
Yeah.
Macaulay's face.
And from what I understand, and again, I may be misremembering, but from what I understand, it even came out recently that they was like, yo, after the whole thing with the e-files came out, somebody came back and was like, yeah, no, I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to go on the flight. And he was like, nah, I don't think you should. And he stopped him from going. He was like, yo, he saved my life. Like, if I'm really being honest, he saved my life.
Yeah.
So maybe one day I'll catch that. All right, y'all, we about to wrap this thing up. I would say thank you guys for tuning in and catching up with us. And we'll probably be back here again next Thursday as well, too. I would say everybody want to shout out their little handles. Go ahead, Dex.
Oh, yeah, Complicated Discord everywhere. I haven't shot an episode in a minute, but I might jump back on here real soon.
Allison, you there? She might have to go take to her dog. And then we all know we can find that here, what?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, hi. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
All right. So be sure to check me out here, and be sure to check out my new Vet Boy page, my Vet Tech Boy page. I would say definitely check that out on TikTok, and it will be linked in the comments as well too. All right, night, y'all.